Have you ever wondered if that intense, soul-shaking connection you experienced was truly with your twin flame? Are you confused by all the conflicting signs and information out there, leaving you unsure of what to believe? If so, you're in the right place. Hey everyone, it's Kurt here, and today I'm diving back into a topic that I've already explored in a previous video, but one that's so important, it deserves a second look. Whether you're a longtime subscriber or someone who's just stumbled onto the channel, I believe it's worth revisiting this discussion to clear up the confusion surrounding twin flames. Maybe you'll see this new take in your feed and feel compelled to explore the content further. The big question we're tackling today is one that almost every twin flame seeker asks at some point. How do you really know if you've met your twin flame? By the end of this video, you'll gain clarity on the true signs of a twin flame connection, which are often different from what you've heard before. I'll walk you through the genuine experiences and indicators that set twin flames apart from soulmates and other intense relationships. So, if you're looking for the truth about twin flames, you're in for a unique and eye-opening perspective. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video with others who might need to hear it, and follow along for more content that cuts through the myths and gets to the heart of spiritual connections. Let's get started. Now, I'm aware that there are countless videos out there claiming to reveal the signs that you've encountered your twin flame. They offer lists like 5 signs, 9 signs, or 10 signs. But let me tell you up front, this video is going to be entirely different. Seriously, this is not just another generic breakdown. I promise you that this content is unlike anything you've watched before. You might be thinking, really? How can this be so different? Well, here's the deal. I'm going to dissect this topic into 2 parts. First, we're going to explore what most people think are the signs of a twin flame connection. These so-called signs are almost universally known, repeated in countless articles and videos, and often taken as gospel truth. But here's the reality. They are frequently misleading. Once we dissect these common misconceptions, we'll move on to the real signs, the ones that genuinely matter and serve as indicators of a true twin flame encounter. And trust me, these real signs are not what you might expect. That's exactly why there's so much confusion in the twin flame community, and why so many people find themselves struggling to understand their experiences. The unfortunate truth is that nearly all the information circulating about twin flames, yes, almost 100% of it, is misleading or outright false. I don't say that lightly. I've spent years immersed in this field, and the sheer amount of misconceptions out there is mind-boggling. People come to me, bewildered, having followed misleading advice or clung to false hope, and they're desperate for clarity. So, let's get into it and dispel some myths that are causing so much unnecessary heartache and confusion. Let's start by examining the typical signs that people frequently confuse with twin flame indicators. These signs, which are actually more characteristic of soulmate connections, are the ones you've likely come across repeatedly. For instance, you might have heard phrases like, "They felt like home to me," or "It was the best chemistry I've ever experienced." People talk about the intimacy being out of this world, or they emphasize how they share the same values and spirituality. There's often a description of an instant magical connection where everything clicks effortlessly, accompanied by a profound sense of purpose and familiarity. Sounds beautiful, right? But here's the kicker. These are soulmate signs, not twin flame signs. That's the core of the issue. So many videos and entire channels that claim to be about twin flames are, in reality, describing soulmate dynamics. Yes, you read that right. They dress up soulmate relationships as twin flame unions, perpetuating the confusion. They paint an idyllic picture of harmonious relationships where partners validate each other, support each other unconditionally, and live in mutual bliss. It's depicted as a fairy tale romance, full of spiritual alignment and effortless connection. But let me be crystal clear. That is not what a twin flame connection is about. A twin flame connection is raw, intense, and often feels like a spiritual roller coaster. It's not about easy harmony or dreamy validation. Instead, it's a connection that shakes you to your core, forcing you to confront your deepest fears and unresolved wounds. It's a catalyst for profound spiritual growth, not a safe haven of comfort. So, if you've genuinely met your twin flame and then stumble across one of these misleading videos or articles, it's no wonder you end up feeling even more confused. You might find yourself thinking, okay, some of this sounds right, but a lot of it doesn't. The signs they mention don't align with your experience, leaving you with more questions than answers. You may start to wonder if you've really met your twin flame at all. This confusion is where my channel comes into play. We cut through the noise, the romanticized myths, and the fluff. We get down to the essence of what a twin flame connection truly is. No sugarcoating, no illusions, just the unvarnished truth. A twin flame journey is about spiritual awakening, and it's often messy, painful, and deeply transformative. It's not the fairy tale story that so many people want to believe in or have been led to expect. It's a spiritual connection that challenges you and pushes you toward inner growth in ways you never imagined. Now, let's dive into the real signs. The first true sign of a twin flame encounter is doubt. Yes, doubt. This might seem surprising, but it's a significant indicator. People who are entirely convinced they've met their twin flame based on superficial, soulmate-like signs are usually mistaken. When you listen to these individuals, they often speak with unwavering confidence about how their connection is a divine mission to save or heal the world. They use terms like divine masculine and divine feminine in grand, almost theatrical ways. They describe their relationship in idealized terms, focusing on the spiritual significance of their union and how it's destined to uplift humanity. But here's the truth. That level of certainty often suggests that what they're describing is actually a soulmate relationship, not a twin flame connection. Why? Because a genuine twin flame experience brings profound doubt and uncertainty. It challenges you, shakes your core beliefs, and forces you to question everything you thought you knew about love and relationships. Twin flames aren't here to provide comfort or to validate your ego. Instead, they're here to mirror your deepest fears, wounds, and unresolved issues, catalyzing intense spiritual and emotional growth. So, if you're feeling unsure or confused, that's actually a sign that you might be dealing with a twin flame connection. This journey is meant to make you confront uncomfortable truths about yourself. It's not meant to be smooth or easy. In fact, the entire purpose of a twin flame relationship is to trigger your awakening, to break down old patterns and beliefs, and to elevate you spiritually. It's not about romance or validation, it's about evolution. People who claim their twin flame relationship is a perfect, spiritual fairy tale often haven't experienced the true twin flame journey. A real twin flame connection is transformative, but it's also challenging and deeply unsettling. It forces you to grow in ways that are often painful. It's not about finding someone who completes you. It's about realizing that you are already whole and learning to love yourself unconditionally. The connection pushes you out of your comfort zone and propels you into a deeper understanding of who you are at a soul level. If you found yourself here, seeking answers and trying to make sense of your experience, you're in the right place. My mission is to provide clarity, to help you navigate this often confusing and overwhelming journey, and to ensure you understand what a twin flame connection truly entails. It's not meant to be simple or easily comprehensible. It's meant to transform you from the inside out. So, stay with me as we explore these real signs in depth. And don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and follow the channel for more insights into the world of twin flames and spiritual awakening. Let's get to the truth together. Next, we have a phenomenon I call the twin flame bandwagon. In today's world, with an overwhelming amount of content circulating about twin flames, it has become incredibly easy for people to jump onto this trend without having experienced a true twin flame connection. The concept has gained so much popularity that many individuals latch on to the idea, often mistaking a strong soulmate bond, or even what some people refer to as a karmic partner, for a twin flame relationship. It's important to clarify that in my view, the conventional concept of karmic relationships is overhyped and often misunderstood. From where I stand, there's your twin flame, the other half of your shared soul, and then there's everyone else. Everyone else you encounter on your journey is just that, another person, not some mystical karmic figure that's central to your spiritual destiny. This widespread confusion is partly because people seek meaning in the pain and intensity of certain relationships. Sometimes, after experiencing a painful breakup or an all-consuming infatuation, people are desperate to attach a deeper significance to their suffering. They think this must be my twin flame. The idea feels alluring, and let's be honest, it's trendy. Labeling a past relationship as a twin flame connection gives it a certain weight, a sense of spiritual purpose that's hard to resist. You might even notice people proudly proclaiming on social media, "I'm with my twin flame." They treat it almost like an achievement, a status symbol that elevates their love story above the ordinary. For these individuals, the idea of a twin flame is something exciting and cool, a badge of honor. They might say things like, "Soulmates? That's so old school." These days, it's all about twin flames. But here's the harsh truth. Most of these people haven't experienced the life-altering, soul-shattering ordeal that defines a real twin flame connection. They haven't been through the kind of spiritual crisis that makes you question the very fabric of your existence. They don't understand the profound, often brutal journey that comes with meeting your twin flame. If you're still with me, you're ready to dive into the second real sign of a twin flame encounter, the dark night of the soul. This is not something that can be mistaken for anything else. If you've been through it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The dark night of the soul is a deeply profound spiritual crisis, one that shakes you to your core. It forces you to question everything you thought you knew about your existence, your purpose, and even your desire to continue living. It's a raw and painful process of spiritual unraveling. For me, it happened shortly after the initial honeymoon phase with my twin flame, often called the bubble phase. That initial period lasted about 4 weeks and felt like pure magic. But as quickly as it began, it came crashing down. The pain that followed was nothing like a typical breakup. Normally, when a brief relationship ends, it hurts, but you eventually heal and move on. But with a twin flame separation, the anguish is on another level. It feels as if someone has torn your soul apart. I lost my entire sense of purpose. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and could barely function in my day-to-day life. Everything felt meaningless, and the emotional agony was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. I would come home from work, collapse onto my bed, and feel too numb to even turn on the TV. My only solace, if you could call it that, came from the brief moments when I allowed myself to cry. But even then, the relief was fleeting and insubstantial. Night after night, I found myself sobbing uncontrollably, screaming into my pillow and hyperventilating from the sheer intensity of my grief. This went on for months, not days or weeks. And then there's the obsessive thinking, an aspect of the experience that makes it even more surreal and tormenting. The thoughts are relentless, looping endlessly in your mind. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop thinking about your twin flame. Your brain becomes trapped in an unbreakable cycle of obsession. For me, it felt like an addiction. I would check her social media dozens of times each day, desperately searching for any hint of her life, anything that might offer me some sense of connection or understanding. The compulsion was so strong that no amount of self-control could keep me from giving in. It was as if my mind had been hijacked, and I had no power to stop it. This is what a real twin flame connection does. It turns your world upside down and demands that you confront your deepest pain and unresolved trauma. It's far from the romanticized, glamorous experience that some people imagine when they jump onto the twin flame bandwagon. This is a spiritual journey that reshapes you, breaks you open, and forces you to evolve in ways you never thought possible. The third sign of a true twin flame connection is physical pain, and it often manifests in a way that is impossible to ignore. It's usually centered around your heart chakra or your solar plexus, and the sensation can be overwhelming. For me, it felt like a deep, relentless ache in my chest, as though my heart had been ripped apart and left raw and exposed. This pain isn't just emotional or psychological. It's a physical ache that weighs heavily on you, one that you simply cannot escape. Every breath feels laborious, and the tightness in your chest is a constant, haunting reminder of the connection. For others, the pain might center in their stomach, as if they've been punched or kicked, leaving them feeling hollowed out and vulnerable. It's a sensation that can make you feel physically ill, as though the emotional turmoil has carved out a space within you that can't be filled. This pain is very real. It's not something you can brush off or distract yourself from, no matter how hard you try. It serves as an ever-present reminder that what you're experiencing goes beyond the ordinary. It's a profound physical manifestation of the bond you share with your twin flame, a connection that's so intense it reverberates through your entire being. The intensity of this physical pain can leave you feeling shaken and even more confused. You wonder, how can something that feels so painful be part of a spiritual connection? Yet, it is through this pain that the connection constantly makes itself known, pushing you to acknowledge the depth of the bond and the transformation it demands. I want to hear from you. If you've ever felt that overwhelming physical ache in your heart or that deep, gut-wrenching pain in your stomach, the kind you just can't shake, drop the word heartache in the comments. Your story could be the light that helps someone else feel understood on this journey. Let's build a community where we support and uplift each other through the intensity of twin flame connections. So, type heartache below if you can relate, and let's share this space together. The fourth sign of a twin flame connection involves encountering twin flame information in a way that feels almost serendipitous, as if the universe itself is leading you toward the answers you've been seeking. For many, this happens during the most intense and confusing moments of the journey, often when they're experiencing a dark night of the soul. I remember my own experience vividly. I was desperate, feeling broken and lost, and I turned to the internet in search of some kind of explanation or solace. With no better idea, I simply typed soulmates into Google, hoping to find something that made sense of the overwhelming emotions I was feeling. To my surprise, buried among the search results, I stumbled upon content about twin flames. It was as though a light had suddenly been cast on everything I was going through, and it felt far from a mere coincidence. The experience was surreal, almost as if an unseen force had nudged me in the right direction, saying, "This is what you need to know." In that moment, the information resonated with me on a soul-deep level, and I realized I wasn't just dealing with any ordinary connection. This was something far more significant. When you come across twin flame material in a way that feels synchronistic or even divinely guided, it's often a sign that you're on the right path. It's as if the universe is conspiring to give you exactly what you need at the perfect time, drawing you closer to the truth of your connection. These moments of serendipity can be incredibly powerful, affirming that what you're experiencing isn't random or meaningless, but part of a greater spiritual journey unfolding in perfect alignment. Lastly, the fifth and most profound sign of a twin flame connection is that you just know. It's an indescribable, unshakable sense of knowing that defies all logic and reason. This isn't a connection you can rationalize or analyze your way out of. It's a deep, soul-level awareness that tells you this bond is unlike anything you've ever experienced. It's a truth that exists beyond the confines of your mind, residing in the very essence of your being. Even when every logical part of you insists that you should move on, even when friends and family tell you to let go, something within you refuses to give up. This feeling haunts you, lingering in the background of your thoughts and sometimes even dominating your heart and mind for years. It doesn't fade, and it doesn't lose its grip, no matter how much you might wish it would. There's a sense of inevitability to it, knowing that you and this person are intertwined in a way that can't be easily explained or dismissed. From a rational standpoint, it makes no sense at all, and yet the knowledge remains. It's as if your soul remembers something your mind can't quite grasp, a recognition that defies the usual boundaries of time, space, and logic. This sense of inevitability can be both comforting and maddening. It's a powerful force that keeps pulling you back, reminding you that this connection is part of a larger spiritual journey. You may try to ignore it or reason your way out of it, but deep down, you understand that this bond is something extraordinary. It's a knowing that shapes your experience, urging you to embrace the lessons, the challenges, and the undeniable magic of a twin flame connection. So there you have it, 5 real signs that you've met your twin flame. These signs are raw, intense, and far from the fairy tales you may have heard. If any of these resonate with you, know that you're not alone. Ultimately, to understand a true twin flame connection, You need to go beyond the superficial signs and into your soul. This journey is not a fairy tale romance or a dreamy, easy partnership. It is a spiritual awakening, a raw transformation, and a shattering of everything you thought you knew. It is about facing your deepest fears, accepting your shadow, and evolving into your highest self. The signs of a twin flame encounter are not always pleasant or easy to accept, but they are incredibly powerful. If you find yourself experiencing deep doubt, persistent spiritual crisis, physical pain, synchronistic encounters with twin flame information, and an unshakable inner knowing, then your journey may be one of intense spiritual growth. Remember, this path is not easy. It is a divine invitation for you to step into your greatest potential, to heal and awaken to the infinite love within you. Embrace the lessons, honor the process, and know that every challenge is a step closer to your own spiritual mastery. As you continue on your path, trust the timing of your soul journey and stay open to the incredible transformations that lie ahead. If this resonates with you, please share this message, sign up for more insights, and remember, you are not alone in this experience. Together we can explore the mysteries of twin flame connections and embrace the profound magic they bring to our lives. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and being a part of this journey. Your support and engagement mean the world to me, and I'm deeply grateful to have you here, exploring these profound and often challenging topics together. I hope this video has given you clarity, comfort, or even just a moment of feeling understood on your path. If you found value in what we discussed today, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Your likes and subscriptions not only help the channel grow, but also ensure that you won't miss any future content that could make a meaningful impact on your spiritual journey. We have so much more to explore together, from uncovering the truths about soul connections to diving into the mysteries of spiritual awakening. I promise you, there are incredible and transformative insights waiting for us in upcoming videos. Until then, take care of your soul, trust in the process, and remember that you are never alone. Thank you again, and I can't wait to share more with you soon. See you in the next video.